Great to be here with Dom Perrottet, Premier of New South Wales, and my state and federal colleagues, and to say thank you to them for the breakthrough that we're marking today. Can I particularly acknowledge the 9,000 workers who are making this amazing project a reality here for the people of Sydney. It is a breakthrough. There's another breakthrough that we're going to go through today, and that is that 80% of Australians aged over 16 will be double vaccinated today. We will pass through that mark today, and that will be another massive breakthrough for Australia. And so as we're breaking through here on the M4, M5, we are breaking through in the economic recovery that will now follow from the success of that vaccination program, which the Premier understands has been led right here in New South Wales with that fantastic job. We are seeing Australia open up, and this is something that we're all terribly excited about, and it's wonderful to return home and see those scenes, whether it's here in Sydney or down in Melbourne, the ACT, the news about the borders opening up in Queensland, and even the changes that are being made in Western Australia. Australia is recovering and is emerging from this COVID-19 pandemic, and I want to particularly congratulate the workers here who have pushed through during COVID and ensured that we've been able to continue to deliver on this city shaping and changing project. Of course, the federal government put $1.5 billion into stages 1 and 2, some $2 billion in concessional loans. The state government now pressing ahead with stage 3 of this project. In talking to those the workers here on the site, you think back to what it must have been like when the Harbour Bridge was built in Sydney, and you think about the change that that made to the city at that time. WestConnex is no different. WestConnex has been a city-shaping and city-changing piece of infrastructure. It's had its opponents, there's no doubt about that, but I can tell you the Liberal governments at a federal and state level have always believed strongly in this project, and we've pressed ahead of it over many, many years because we know how big a change it is going to mean for people living in Australia's biggest city. It means 40 minutes off your journey from Parramatta to the airport. I mean, that's massive. It means 10,000 trucks coming off the roads, 10,000 trucks coming off other roads, which means that those roads are safer. That means those congested arteries of our cities are freed up. That's how important this project is. And, you know, we're working together at a Commonwealth level and a state level like never before to deliver these big projects. It's not just here, but of course what's happening out at the Nancy Bell Welton Western Sydney International Airport. These are the big projects. The Inland Rail making its way all the way through New South Wales. These are the nation-changing projects. Snowy Hydro 2.0. All of these projects has been driving Australia through what has been one of the most challenging economic times through the COVID-19 pandemic and COVID-19 recession. And here we are, emerging now, positively, optimistically, looking forward to the future. I'm certainly looking forward to that as Australia re-emerges, whether it's achieving these record rates of vaccination or the breakthrough projects that we're seeing here today. I really want to thank the New South Wales government. I want to thank the Premier, obviously today, and also as a treasurer, as we both were, when these projects were going through their earlier phases. I really want to thank Dom for his strong leadership on that, and of course I want to thank the former Premier Gladys Berejiklian, and I'm sure Dom would join with me in saying that, and our colleagues who had the strength also to be pushing through with this project. So as two Liberal-led governments, we're getting on with it for projects that are changing their lives, getting people home sooner and safer, getting them to work sooner and safer, and that's what busting congestion is all about with these nation-building, game-changing projects.